Okay, folks, I'm prepared this time because I actually got the one. I know on a countdown. I mean, how the hell does a rocket leave if they don't get one? How the heck do you start a race if you don't get one? I mean, you got to get... It's the way it works. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show, the voice of rural America. If you want to get involved in the show, Rose is responding to your tweets, responding to your Facebook messages, and she's sending those to me. So if you want to get involved in anything we're talking about, what do you think about how things are going? Is that mic on? I can hear you. You got it. I hate to say, but you got to remember the mic, okay? Because there you go. Thank you. Control room, got the mic in my ear. It's, as you well know, I have a struggle enough already concentrating. So you want to get in touch with us, chief@fetchernews.com, 706-889-9700, or at Fetcher News, at FYNTV. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News, and also our Facebook page. And Rose is over there waiting to respond to. And you know, another thing, Rose handles the marketing to where if you want her department to handle marketing for you and your company, you can get in touch with us. I mean, social media marketing, whatever. We'll be glad to help. I know she will. She's probably sitting over there. Yeah, that's all you need to do is keep getting me more things to do. But she does an outstanding job. And if you would like for her to handle your marketing needs, social media, I mean, that's where the world is, right? We're all online somewhere. I got a great social media story like a Facebook I'll tell you one day. All right, before we get going, I'm all over the board, but I got to tell you, we had, last night, I had the opportunity to sit down, the Union Panthers football guys, players there, a couple players there, Coach Brian Allison, and offensive coordinator Coach McCombs, right, Richie, Coach McCombs. Had an opportunity to sit down with them. We have a show on Monday night now at 7 o'clock. It's called Panthers Playback, okay? And the Panther Playback, Monday night at 7 on FYN-TV. We got a chance to talk to them. It's our first season there, and I'm getting used to the guys and getting to know them. I appreciate Coach Allison coming over. We got a lot of positive messages from people out there about the show. And also what I like to say is, the Cole. What's Cole's last name, right? Cole, right? Okay. I have been waiting for that quarterback for a year to get him to where I looked right at him and asked him if he remembered running me over. Remember that, Richie? I set him up. I was like, he ran me clear over on the sideline one night. He helped me up, but I put him on the spot last night.
Great kid, though.
I tell you, it was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Richie? A lot of fun with those guys. Now tonight is Gilmer Bobcat Turf Talk. And, you know, let's just call it what it is. Gilmer's in a rebuilding year, and they've got a new head coach. Now, he was the head coach last year, Casey Wingard, for half of the season. So, you know, just stepped in and had to take the reins and go with it. But this year is his first true year as a head coach. He's trying to rebuild that Gilmer Bobcat program. I think he's an outstanding coach. I think he's an outstanding guy. And I think given the time, they'll be very proud of what he's doing. So I just want to say a lot about Casey Wingard. But that's tonight at 7 o'clock. And we do those shows at Circuit World. That's tonight at 7 o'clock on FYN-TV, Gilmer Bobcat Turf Talk. Now, Wednesday and Thursday, there will be no show because Fannin Rebels were off last week. They had a bye week, and so did the Pickens Dragons. And then next week is when we settle in, and it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 o'clock. You can catch all of our sports shows on FYNTV.com. And Rose has those all tweeting out. You got all those tweeting out? Rose, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Well, give me the I'm paying attention look. There you go. That's the look I was looking for.
She said, what do you want from me?
I just want the look. Like, I'm paying attention. That's it. That's perfect. My God, what the hell? I don't ask that much. I mean, I just ask if you want. I tell people. I say, listen, you know what? Look busy. I mean, you've got professional people that don't do a damn thing but know how to look busy, right? I mean, sorry, but you got people you go down the office, you got the, pass by the door. Oh, you got people that give me the look of paying attention. That's all I ask for.
I mean, she has 2 cell phones, a laptop pulled up, and 2 legal pads.
Yeah, what's that got to do with anything?
I don't know. She looks pretty busy to me.
No, it's not busy. Pay attention. All right, so anyhow, Rose, as she's paying attention, I didn't even know why I got off on that. So Rose is paying attention to everything, as we now know, and she is in the booth there, keeping up with our social. Oh, here's what I was to say last night. I'm going to get to things, folks. I know you think, well, oh my God, it's one of those days he's never going to get to anything. Because I get to the messages. But, I'm looking at Coach Allison, and I'm not going to give you my age, all right? I'm not going to do it, but, you know what I'm saying. So I look at Coach Allison, and I said, Coach, at my age, I never thought I would say, follow me on Twitter. Follow me anywhere, but on Twitter. And I say that, and I say, it's like, what does Cedric say? Cedric the Entertainer? I'm a grown-ass man. And here I am saying, follow me on Twitter. Like, oh, all right, I got to get focused. Okay, we have, and let's start. The left's head is spinning off over Joe Arpaio's, pardon, President Donald Trump pardoning Sheriff Joe. So let me say this, okay? Let's start with this, all right? It wasn't the last day of his presidency. So let's put that into perspective, okay? It wasn't, I'm getting out of town, getting the hell out of town. It wasn't, I don't have the cojones to show up for work the next day, okay? I just said it like that. I'm being nice, but, it's not like, hey, I got to go in the morning of. You see, on January 20th, on the day of inauguration, your president is president of the United States until the next president is sworn in by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Period. It's a transfer of power. We enjoy it. We like it. You hated it with Trump. I understand. All right. But anyhow, it's one of the greatest things you get to watch, no matter who gets elected. Oh, my God, where's the nitro? I just had a flash of Hillary being up there with her right hand held up and her left hand on something. So anyhow, but it's not like Trump went into the Oval Office on his last day of being president of the United States and signed and said Sheriff Joe, and then he got on Marine One, that's the one from the White House grounds, and flew over to Andrews Air Force Base and got on his final trip to Trump Tower. That's not what happened. Trump did this and showed up the next day for work. He had the nerve. So let's go with Mark Rick. Put Mark Rick up there. You got Mark's picture? Okay. Where's it at? Because you split screen and I can't see the screen. I understand we got to get some flow going, but I can't see anything on my screen. And why the hell you got half my screen with something else? What the hell? My God. All right, anyhow. Bill, when you pull over and work, when you do a pullover, you're actually pulling it over on my screen. And I can't see myself. You understand what that's like? I can't see myself. Just say it. There you go. That's much better. Okay, Bill Clinton pardons this, a fugitive, Mark Rich. Okay? And this guy here, 15 years ago, this story was written on January 17th, 2016. 15 years ago this month, On January 20th, 2001, his last day in office, Bill Clinton issued a pardon for international fugitive Mark Rick. It would become perhaps the most condemned official act of the Clintons' political career. Monica Lewinsky, that wasn't as condemned. And this is last day, so why not hold this? The New York Times editorial called it a shocking abuse of presidential power. It seems like just yesterday, the New York Times editorial board actually may have written something in a different direction. Called it a shocking abuse of presidential power. But see, I thought that's what President Trump has done. The unusual Clinton-friendly New Republic noted it often mentioned as Exhibit A the Clintonian sliminess. Okay, Congressman Barney Frank, remember Barney Frank, gay congressman, Massachusetts. His boyfriend was running a prostitute ring out of Barney's apartment, but he's down in D.C., so he doesn't know a gay prostitute ring is going on in his apartment. I think, isn't that the story, right? Okay, but anyhow, Congressman Barney Frank added, it was a real betrayal by Bill Clinton, of all who had been strongly supportive of him to do something this unjustified. It was contemptuous. Now, you see, here the media. Now, let me wrap this up because I want to wrap this up a different way. I always like to go a different way, as you well know, okay? Here the media, all right? Now, Trump pardoned Sheriff Joe, but Trump gives everybody plenty of time, right? Plenty of time. Trump gives everybody plenty of time to criticize him. I mean the Republicans, right? So all the media is out there today. Republicans, Paul Ryan's going after him. This Republican, that Republican. But see, these Democrats that condemned Bill Clinton, there was no news. Bill was gone. He was out of there. There was no media to say every single day what an abuse of power this was. Mark Rick was wanted for a list of charges going back decades. He had traded illegally with American enemies, including the Ayatollah Khomeini, Iran, where he bought about $200 million worth of oil, while revolutionary allies with the Khomeini held 53 American hostages in 1979. So this guy did $200 million worth of business, okay, while 53 American hostages. Now, wait a minute. Now, let me ask you a question. Now, first of all, Richie has no idea what I'm talking about. He understands it. He can read history. He has the great power of Google, okay? Okay? He has the great power of Google. Rose the same way. Good for them. But your host here remembers the nightly news, day 101 of the American hostage crisis in Iran. I remember that. I remember every night, the days. Every night. I do. I know I'm too young. You look awful young for that, but I do. Okay? I remember every single night it came up. I remember the blindfolds around our people as they were marched. I remember that very well. This sickened me then. It sickens me now. $200 million worth of oil while our 53 hostages were held. And this no good son of a gun, Bill Clinton, pardoned him on the last day. And I guess it just turned around. Rich made a large part of his wealth, approximately $2 billion between 1979 and 1994, selling oil, okay, to regimes in South Africa which faced a UN embargo. He dealt with Gaddafi, Libya. The list goes on. It's sickening. But then again, didn't a couple million, just a couple, maybe 100, fall into Hillary's hands somewhere? What you got, Richie?
Remember on right before the 2016 election, the FBI released from their quote-unquote vault information regarding the case, and according to USA Today, I got a clip here. Rich, who died in 2013, was a financier, yada yada yada. His ex-wife, Denise Rich, was a wealthy Democratic donor who made a $450,000 donation to Clinton's presidential library and more than $100,000 to Hillary Clinton's Senate campaign.
Right, okay. So, yeah, $400,000
Then he gets pardoned.
And list goes on. So, I mean, $400,000, I said million, I apologize. Everything's millions. I mean, what the hell? We spent $1 trillion on an Afghan war. I mean, what's $100 million? So, these nice little checks show up at the presidential library and Clinton's Senate run. He gets pardoned, okay? The only reason I'm going with that is Sheriff Joe is the bad guy in this. Now let's go to the next one, and these are a couple that were brought up yesterday. Let's go to the next one. Susan Rosenberg. Okay. Now there's so many articles you could start, and what I do is I go to different articles and I read, and then I decide which one best describes in a different way of what I want to look at, or I get what I want to look at. Here she is. She's being taken in. This is the day she's being taken in, Susan Rosenberg. So I started looking, and I came across her Wikipedia page. Susan Lisa Rosenberg, born 1955, is a far-left terrorist. Wait a minute. Antifa, Charlottesville, Berkeley. Okay, I just want. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Is a far-left terrorist. Now you're gonna love this one. Author and self-described advocate for social justice and prisoners' rights. Rosenberg was active in many radical movements in the 70s. After living as a fugitive for 2 years, she was arrested with an accomplice, Timothy Bloch, in 1984 while unloading 740 pounds of dynamite. And I'm telling you, this is not a damn Bugs Bunny cartoon, all right? I mean, I'm serious. This is not, I'm sorry, man, all right? Unloading 740 pounds of dynamite and weapons from a car in a storage locker in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. She had also been sought as an accomplice in a 1979 prison escape of Shiruk, I don't know, Asada Shiruk, I don't know. She was accused but never tried or convicted for driving the getaway. She was accused but never tried or convicted for driving the getaway car in a Brinks armored robbery in 1981, in which 2 police officers and an armored car guard were killed. Rosenberg was sentenced to 58 years in prison on weapons and explosive charges. She spent 16 years in prison, during which she became a poet. Oh, hell, my God. She's a poet and she didn't know it. And she was running dynamite. I have to scratch my head. I just do. I just wonder what, where she became a poet, an author, and an AIDS activist. Oh, this is all making sense now. She's turned from a possible accomplice of killing police officers, Brinks armored car robbery, the explosives, the whole 740 pounds, dynamite and weapons. I could see this, her turn in her life. Her sentence was commuted by President Bill Clinton on January 20th, 2001, his final day of office. A terrorist Mark Rick. Now, if we get into Obama, this is a 2-hour show of how many terrorists he let go, drug dealers he let out. This left-leaning, wacky lady terrorist, this is a January 20. You see, here's the thing that cracks me up, and I'm going to take a quick break because I want to come back and do the last one in the video, and this is going to be the same segment, Richie, pardons. But what I really enjoy is these guys do this and they don't have the nerve to show up for work the next day. No, they don't have the nerve. But President Donald Trump has the nerve to show up for work the next day. Or maybe 3.5 years almost. And he gets it done. But these guys, what if Bill Clinton would have done this a month before that second election when he was running against... Who was that? Was that Bob Dole he was running against in the second election?
Bob Dole.
Yeah, Bob Dole and Kemp, right? I was like, the one thing I got out of the Bob Dole campaign, he would always say, you know it, I know it, and the American people know it. I love that one, Bob Dole and Kemp.
We don't, moderate Republicans, though, they have trouble.
So anyhow, those are the two that didn't show up. I will take a break. We're going to come back with one more with Obama, and then we're going to play President Trump's response yesterday to. That's how we're going to close this segment up. We're going to play President Trump's response to yesterday at the news conference, saying, "I thought you might ask me that." So I will do one more, and then I'll let the President of the United States really bring it home on this whole pardon issue, which I'm going to tell you, American people don't care. All right? I'm your host, BKP. Richie, take a break.
Out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bowl, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bowl, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea Mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
And we're back, folks. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has tweeted out leaving now for Texas. That was 38 minutes ago. So as we talked earlier today, the President is on his way to Texas, and we will find out later from the media how they spin all his errors. And there's the most recent tweets he has up there. Richie, thanks for posting that. So that's your most recent. And you know what? I can't say enough. I mean, this is working, and we got some big things happening. You do not want to. You want to get on our social media list for. Yeah, we got to get on the social media list because we have some big announcements coming this week. We have some really big announcements. There's a lot of teamwork happening here. A lot of people behind the scenes making some things happen. Okay, so I appreciate that. Rose keeps up with the Trump tweets, so we could be. And that's why, folks, they don't like me. They don't. This is why they don't like you. They don't. Don't get confused. I don't want to get down a road, but leave that up there a minute. Every friggin' time the Republicans think somebody likes them. And you know, that's why you don't understand it. And I don't say it to be mean. I don't say it to be anything at all. But I don't get up. If Republicans would take my attitude, as bad as it is, if they would take my attitude, okay, I don't get up and come in here and get concerned on who likes me. I know how that sounds. It's like, wait a minute, I don't know where you know, I'm not concerned. I don't get up and say, well, I don't have Kleenexes because somebody says they don't like me. I don't have Kleenexes going around because somebody says they disagree with me. It just doesn't bother me. It doesn't at all. If the Republicans would show up in the morning and not care who likes them, I'm serious. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm not here to see if you like me. I'm here to do the job. So every time, how the hell did I get sidetracked? But every time the Republicans think somebody likes them in the media, I mean, my God, they have every weapon. They have everything necessary. There's not one thing the Republicans do not have that will stop them and keep them from following through with every promise they've made the American people. Nothing. So we'll move on. That's our social media. Let me get back to that. Chief at FetcherNews.com, 706-889-9700. Follow us at Fetcher News or at FYNTV. You don't want to miss. We're going to have something probably about Thursday coming out. It'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be real explosive. We're going to blow it up over the holiday because we won't be here Monday. And next week, Tuesday morning, there's going to be some big things happening here. You don't want to miss it. You want to get on our Facebook page. Rose is going to be sending out some stuff. A lot of things happening. Let's see, where was I at? Okay.
Media with Joe Arpaio.
Yeah, let's go there. Okay, now one more, okay? So we talked about Mark Rich.
Yeah, not the former Georgia football coach.
I know. I caught that really quick. Mark Rich, okay. Well, he did go somewhere. Where did he go? He went to Miami.
The U, baby.
All right. But anyhow, Mark Rich, we talked about him, and, it was okay for Bill Clinton. He didn't have to show up for work the next day. He got to sleep in with however many bimbos he wanted to. Nobody was going to bother him. Nobody was going to give him a hard time. He didn't have to pretend like he even liked Hillary on January 21st. What was that like? to not have to, you know, he had to walk down. George W. Bush just kicked, you know, the hanging Chad ass. I mean, that's like a prize fight, right? So you got the hanging Chad, and you got the Supreme Court validated the Secretary of State of Florida. God, I like this stuff too much. So anyhow, it made Al Gore, you know, he became polar bear queasy. And then, you know, so you got George W. Bush about to take the oath. Clinton does, this is the last time for a while he has to really walk down with Hillary, look like he likes Hillary, looks like he wants to sit next to Hillary. So here's Clinton. The next day he doesn't have to show up for work or look like he likes Hillary or anything. So he pardons Mark Rich, which, you know, we all watched, our hostages, 53. Well, this guy's making millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Then just a dirty slime ball, pardon him. Then we watch on the same day, January 20th, he pardons, you know, Rosenberg, all right? A terrorist. Now, Obama, we're going to let the President of the United States give you those lists. He's going to go that. So now we have Chelsea Manning. Give me Chelsea number 1. There should be 2 pictures. This is Chelsea number 1. And you know what, Richie? I didn't even prepare you for this, but I think you got this. What did Chelsea do? Can you remember what Chelsea was convicted for?
Well, on screen right now is the artist formerly known as Bradley Manning, and he...
Wait a minute. No, not the artist.
Just like Prince, right?
I'm sorry. I read Chelsea. I'm sorry. All right, Brad. Wait. I want to rewind just a little. Okay, so this is Bradley Manning. Now go with that.
Bradley Manning leaked, thousands of documents to WikiLeaks that...
classified information.
Classified information that he thought would be doing a favor, getting information out there that, you know, there were misdoings over there, but really what it did is it blew the cover of a lot of people, and a lot of folks think that it got people killed, frankly. So
this guy's responsible, Bradley Manning, while he's in uniform. Bradley Manning, while he's in uniform, he goes, "What you got? You got some?"
Oh, but the left loves him, but they hate WikiLeaks. But they like WikiLeaks when it involves this. That's all I got. Okay.
So Bradley Manning there, he has he's in uniform, and he leaks all of these pages of documents classified to WikiLeaks, and it is suspected that the results of those leaks, classified information, resulted in deaths. Many feel that in some of the intelligence circles that what he did resulted in Americans being killed. So anyhow, so he goes to Leavenworth. I think it's Leavenworth, right? And he heads over to Leavenworth, and his Wikipedia page now is Chelsea Manning. You got Chelsea? Okay. Go ahead and put Chelsea up there.
Here's the big reveal.
Oh, that's scary. Oh, my God. And go back to Bradley. Bradley, Chelsea. And you wonder why we're spending hundreds of thousands, maybe millions and millions of dollars on a study on whether Bradley could serve in the military or Chelsea, or maybe both at the same time. We are out there, folks. Chelsea Elizabeth Manning, born Bradley Edward Manning, December 17th, is a former United States Army soldier who was convicted by a court martial in July 2013 of violations of Espionage Act. Let's see, Espionage Act. I got to look into that. And other offenses after disclosing to WikiLeaks nearly 750,000 classified or unclassified but sensitive military diplomatic documents. Manning was sentenced to 35 years.
I'll give it to liberals, though. They know how to spin an issue around to make it about this rather than the espionage. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're experts at that.
Manning was sentenced 35 years in confinement in August 2013, and pursuant to a commentation by President Obama, was released on May 17, 2017. Well, I tell you what. But Sheriff Joe, and we're going to wrap up in a minute with Sheriff Joe. So yesterday, John Roberts asked a question. I kind of like Roberts' question. I don't see anything wrong with Roberts' question. I think he framed it properly. But the President of the United States decided to say, you know what, I'm going to just tell you. And this is not my words. I'm going to tell you, I was prepared. He pulls the paper out of the lapel pocket, doesn't he? It's really good because he pulls the paper out of the lapel. Yeah, let's talk about that. So roll the tape, as they say in Hollywood, Richie.
Mr. President, thank you so much. President Niinistö, I have a question for you as well, but if I could start with President Trump. In the middle of Hurricane Harvey hitting on Friday night, you chose to pardon former Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I wonder if you could tell us what was behind your thinking for issuing a pardon for the sheriff, and as well, what do you say to your critics, even some in your own party, who say it was the wrong thing to do?
Well, a lot of people think it was the right thing to do, John. And actually, in the middle of a hurricane, even though it was a Friday evening, I assumed the ratings would be far higher than they would be normally. You know, the hurricane was just starting. And I put it out that I had pardoned, as we say, Sheriff Joe. He's done a great job for the people of Arizona. He's very strong on borders, very strong on illegal immigration. He is loved in Arizona. I thought he was treated unbelievably unfairly when they came down with their big decision to go get him right before the election voting started, as you know. And he lost in a fairly close election. He would have won the election, but they just hammered him just before the election. I thought that was a very, very unfair thing to do. When I mentioned him the other night, you saw the massive crowd we had. The people went crazy when I said, what do you think of Sheriff Joe, or something to that effect. The place went absolutely crazy when I was in Arizona last week. And as far as pardons are concerned, I actually did this just before the meeting because I assumed that somebody would ask me the question. I didn't know it would be you, as you can attest. You didn't even know you were going to be called. But I thought I would. And, you know, Sheriff Joe is a great veteran of the military, great law enforcement person, somebody that's won many, many elections in the state of Arizona. But I wanted to look at some of the other people that were pardoned over the years. And if you look at, as an example, President Clinton pardoned Mark Rich, who was charged with crimes going back decades, including illegally buying oil from Iran while it held 53 American hostages, wasn't allowed to do that, selling to the enemies of the United States. He was pardoned after his wife donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Clintons. Then you have dangerous criminals. President Clinton pardoned Susan Rosenberg, a member of the Weathered Underground, charged as part of a bank robbery that led to a guard and 2 police officers being killed. Drug dealers. President Clinton commuted the sentence of Carlos Vignali, a central player in a cocaine ring that stretched from California to Minnesota. Criminal leaker. You've heard the word leaker? President Obama commuted the sentence of Chelsea Manning, who leaked countless sensitive and classified documents to WikiLeaks, perhaps and others. But horrible, horrible thing that he did, commuted the sentence, and perhaps pardoned. President Obama commuted the sentence of Oscar Lopez Rivera, who was charged as part of a violent independence group from Puerto Rico responsible for 28 Chicago area bombings and many deaths in the 1970s and 1980s. Sheriff Joe is a patriot. Sheriff Joe loves our country. Sheriff Joe protected our borders. And Sheriff Joe was very unfairly treated by the Obama administration, especially right before an election that he would have won. So, and he was elected many times. So I stand by my pardon of Sheriff Joe, and I think the people of Arizona who really know him best would agree with me. Thank you very much.
You know, that's one of those drop the mic moments. Yeah, what else do you say? Now, the media, I'm going to clear this up. I don't know if anybody else has said this, but their heads are spinning off because he said he knew there would be great ratings. All right, so the barnacle, right? Barnacle, which, you know, I would say, what the hell is a barnacle? Well, that's how he is. He's always looking for ratings. No, he's not, folks. What he wanted to do, whether you like this or not, this is just, I have not read this in an article anywhere. I have no idea. I just look at him and I could tell where he's coming from. He knew there would be great ratings. Translated is, I wasn't trying to hide this. I wasn't trying to hide this. I wasn't trying to bury this in a Friday dump. I wasn't trying to, you know, get on Marine One and, you know, skirt over to Bedminster, New Jersey or to Florida. You know, I wasn't trying to do that or get out to Camp David. And I dropped this at 7 o'clock Friday night. In the old days, oh God, the old days. In the old days, that's when men were men. I'm sorry. I can't help it when I do a Chelsea Manning story. I know. Hey, look, just the fact I'm white, just the fact I'm male, just the fact I was born in this country, just all those facts alone, I'm a racist. Get over it.
Strike one,
I'm
two,
privileged. I'm white privileged. Get over it. So anyhow, where was I at? So anyhow, in the old days, they would dump these documents in this news at 7 o'clock because you had your 6 o'clock news, right? And, you know, you had Peter Jennings, and you had, even go further back than that, you had Walter Cronkite, whatever, right? So you dumped it at 7 because the nightly news has run. It's Friday, and people are getting out to go to a picnic out at the state park on Saturday, right? Nobody's going to find out. Monday is going to be boring, and it's going to be old. Point is, the great ratings, folks, by Donald Trump meant I was not in fear of anybody finding out. I knew when I did this, everybody would know about it. I wanted to get it out in the open. That's my opinion. They went after him before an election. So the Obama administration went after a candidate before an election. The president says, you know, they really went after this guy before an election that he should have won. And we have our own Justice Department and Obama administration, and, you know, you got your Holder, your Loretta Lynch, you got the whole mess there, right? Did we go after somebody during an election? Our government? Interesting. You've got the weathered underground. You've got drug rings. I will say this. I'm not trying to be a comedian or anything, but I can't take leakers. Every time I hear leakers, I really think the Pens should capitalize on this. I really do. I think they should do a commercial. No leakers here. Sorry, I know that was probably, you know, like off color as they call it. Now you can't use off color anymore. What can't you use? Get me a list of things you can't say anymore. Oscar, he was, you know, involved in 28 bombings. Sheriff Joe is a patriot, loves his country, protected our borders, and I stand behind my pardon. So, in honor of Sheriff Joe, once again, I'm wearing my pink underwear. Do I have pink underwear? Yes, I got pink underwear. I put them in with a red shirt. There you go. I will take a brief break. Richie, you got anything to close that out? Well, you got something you were hanging on to you want to say? I mean, I'm done with this pardon. I'm okay with it. The American people are okay with it. Nobody's upset with it. It will not hurt his ratings. It will increase. It will increase his supporters. Will be increased tenfold. To me, everybody's okay with it. You think everybody's okay with it?
Even if they're not, it's just like Scooter Libby was with Bush. It's just going to go away because that's, I mean, there's no real challenge you can make here. It's his prerogative. He can do it. And he's accountable to the voters. That's how we do it.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to take a brief break, and that's the end of this segment. Let's come back. Let's look at North Korea. Let's look at South Korea. And I guess we have to bring up how, you know, Trump was going to try to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. I mean, and then you walk out and go across the street to McDonald's, and let's get into that. Hey, before we go, Richie, put up the Samaritan's Purse. Today we're highlighting, if you would like to help out, we're highlighting www.samaritanspurse.org there. That's .org. Help those affected in Texas. Samaritan's Purse has they are putting together tractor trailer loads of stuff now to get down there, supplies and so forth, to help out. They're putting teams of people to go down. Great organization. Yesterday we did the Red Cross. Today, Samaritan's Purse. And that is the Cajun Navy there. And that's America, not Charlottesville, Virginia, because you see, media is looking for a Confederate flag in Houston or a statue to tear down. I'm your host. We'll be back right after these messages.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip,